On November 10th, 2011, this is Polling You, number 75, Day 1, Part 1. Green Bridge friends, this is Michael here, and... Oh, well, hello there. As I was saying, on November 10th, 2011, this is Polling You, number 75, Day 1, Part 1. And greeting Bridge friends, this is Michael here, coming to you live from BridgeHands. At least I'm feeling lively today, and I hope you will be too after this first in a series of lessons on losing trick count and cover card hand evaluation. Now, if you're already up to speed on basic hand evaluation, then feel free to skip ahead to the latter half of this lesson, where we discuss the law of total tricks and losing trick count. So, okay, let's begin. And let's start off with hand evaluation theory. When you first become the declarer, your first objective is to make your contract, and that means making a certain number of tricks. And in our proverbial bag of tricks, we have some potent weapons in our arsenal. So what's the first thing after sorting your hand that you do? Well, we think about power, right? Yes, we start off with hand evaluation as we begin counting our high card points. The good old 4, 3, 2, 1 by Milton work 100 years ago and popularized in the 1950s by Charles Gorin. And how about suit promotion? Right, the next thing we consider is the shape of our hand, adding extras for a good long suit headed by top honors, a promotable trump, or side suit to gain extra tricks during declare play. And speaking of honors, presents come in several sizes. We have primary honors and we have secondary honors. Now, primary honors, aces and kings, are usually more desirable than the queens and jacks, especially at higher contract levels. Working honors are also our friends. Clustering honors in a few suits can earn extra tricks through finessing during declare play. Clearly, we will make more tricks with 4 honors in one suit than to have 4 lonely honors, 1 in each suit. Picking up on self-sustaining suits is an extra special present. Now, everyone loves to pick up a long, strong suit that is guaranteed not to lose more than one trick, even when our partner only holds a worthless singleton in that suit. Even a semi-self-sustaining suit with 2 losers in an unsupported suit actually makes a nice gift, doesn't it? When playing in a trump suit, our next source of tricks is roughing. Sure. Side suit shortness, and don't try to say that one fast, especially in the dummy, can also help generate extra tricks. That is, provided as declare, we have enough trump to gain roughs in the dummy. Now, declares play bridge with finesse, right? Especially when holding tennis values, such as an ace and a queen, a king, jack, and others, even sequences like ace, jack, 10, where we can make a repeated finesse. Or perhaps a king doubleton still offers us a finesse opportunity. In fact, our BridgeHands online encyclopedia has over 500 suit combination examples on how to take finesses. So drop by and check it out sometimes, or simply do an internet search for bridge suit combinations. So hand evaluation is the foundation of solid bridge bidding and definitely a prerequisite to successfully making your contract. You recall the drill. Aces are 4. Kings 3, queens hopefully are worth 2, and jack, the knave, the valet, whatever you'd like to call it, often maligned. It may or may not be worth 1 point. Oftentimes can depend on whether or not we have working honors, as we spoke about earlier. So early in our career, we were taught the value of high card points, beginning with the 4-3-2-1 approach that focuses on our honor holdings. In time, we learned the value of long suits, useful to develop extra tricks through promotion plays. Conversely, when we have a good trump support with our partner and a short side suit, particularly in the dummy, again, our hand can generate extra tricks. And as we shall see shortly, astute bridge players follow the law, competing to the level of 2 with 18 to 22 points and a combined 8 trump tricks, the 3 level with 9 trumps, and venturing into game with 10 trump tricks. Naturally, when competing at high levels, consider the vulnerability, especially with punky values, and if you suspect your opponents are going to double your lofty contract. In this lesson, we will build on the basics of hand evaluation, taking a look at the law of total tricks and working our way up to the benefits of losing trick count and responder cover card hand evaluation. As we've seen at the table, valuing top honors in long trump and side suits with 4 or more cards will often develop extra tricks. Aside from the obstructive preempt and competing in part score for contracts, bidding is all about contracts, making contracts, and knowing when to stop short lacking values. And to make our contract, it definitely requires accurate partnership bidding. Certainly sound bidding is predicated on good hand evaluation and solid partnership communication skills. Of course, the proof of the pudding is in eating, right? And so sound bidding is predicated on the ability of the partnership's fit to make their tricks. And as we will discuss, tricks made during play are based on 3 basic elements: power, promotion, in the case of a suit contract, roughing. Well, sadly, there are shortcomings of high card points plus length points. So counting 1 extra point for each card beyond the first 4 cards in trump works well enough for a 5 or 6 card suit. However, for long suits with 7 or more cards in length in one hand, or for hands with 2 long suits, length point valuation undervalues the worth of the hand. Certainly a 12-card suit missing only the ace is worth more than 14 points. Here we have 6 high card points in spades, the king, the queen, and the jack, plus another 8 distribution points. 12 minus 4 leaves 8 distribution points. But this dramatic example certainly doesn't describe the trick-taking ability, right? In spades, 12 of them, count them, 12, the king all the way down to the 2, that's 1 loser. 1 heart loser, and no diamond or club losers here, both void suits. So despite the questionable 14-point valuation, we clearly see the hand will take 11 tricks, even when partner has a bust hand. Speaking of the more garden variety partnership fits, in bridge we always look forward to finding a golden fit with our partner. That is, a major suit fit with 8 or more cards in combined length that will usually generate at least 4 tricks in the trump suit. And speaking of 2-suited hands, let's take a look at West's 2-suited hand. We have a very nice 5-card spade suit headed by the ace and king, and a good 5-card heart suit also, topped by the ace and 4 small. We have a nice king doubleton in diamonds and an inconsequential club. Looking at the East hand, at first glance it doesn't seem to have much. 4 intermediate spades without honors, but at least providing a good fit. King and 2 more in hearts, a worthwhile ace doubleton in diamonds, but no roughing power this time since West also has a doubleton. And 4 intermediate clubs, no help there at all. Yet after West opens 1 spade and East tries signing off in 2 spades, well, then what? I've run these hands through a bridge simulator, Deal Master Pro, dealing hundreds of random hands to north and south. These East and West hands make 4 spades almost every time. How many, do you ask? Well, with these 2 hands, you can make game 92% of the time. Not bad considering West has 14 high card points and East has only 7 high card points, right? How about 5 spades? Would you believe it makes 65% of the time with only 21 points? So as in bridge, as in life, we all know the saying, shape matters. And enter the law of total tricks. When it comes to a long trump suit, more is better. In 1982, Larry Cohen authored the book To Bid or Not to Bid, the law of total tricks, based upon his partnership agreement with Marty Bergen. In part, the law of total tricks, or lot, teaches us that holding a combined 9-card trump fit will generate at least 1 more trick than an 8-card suit. Assuming equal vulnerability, with both sides holding 18 to 22 high card points, the law suggests bidding to the level that corresponds to the combined length in your partnership's long suit. So with a 5-4 fit, you would bid them up to the 3 level. 5 plus 4 equals 9. 9 take away 6 for your book equals 3. So bid to the 3 level. With a combined 10 card suit, you would normally bid a major suit game. 5 plus 5 totals 10. 10 minus 6 equals a 4-level game contract. Well, of course, don't overlook environmental factors in a competitive auction. Primary considerations include vulnerability as well as the distributional shape of your hand. For instance, as we noted on the prior hand, a shapely 2-suited hand with a trump fit will fare well with a strong partnership fit. Certainly shapely hands will fare much better than what some deem the ugly duckling. That's a common hand shape. We are often dealt one with a 5-3-3-2 distribution. Yet while having a 5-card side suit is fine, holding 2 3-card side suits can lose a fair number of tricks unless your partners have primary honors in those suits, either your partner or you. And of course, holding a 4-4-3-2 is even harder to promote. But on the other hand, I suppose it's true that you only have 1 3-card side suit. Of course, worst of all, yes, that would be the flat 4-3-3 pancake hand. 3-card side suits almost everywhere, with no promotion chances and no roughing opportunity either. Okay, since it pays to know the law, let's restate them a second time. We place a premium on extra trump. A combined 9-card suit is at least 1 trick better than an 8-card suit, and a 10-card suit is almost heaven, unless it's the heart suit and your opponents have a 10-card spade suit. So thank your lucky stars when you and your partner own that spade suit. Within reason, considering vulnerability and extra points, compete to the contract level of your combined trump length. With an 8-card suit and points equal to the opponent's, bid to the 2 level. A 9-card suit, bid to the 3 level. And with your 10-card suit, bid that game in your major suit. As we mentioned above, competition, considering vulnerability, and use caution when vulnerable, especially with adverse vulnerability. That is, when you and your partner are vulnerable and the opponents are not. Then again, you may want to go by the quip cited by professional Grant Bays. Grant joked about 2 of the world's leading bridge players and their bold bidding. According to Bays, in one highly contested match, Jeff Meckstroth and Eric Rodwell seemed to have a cavalier attitude about vulnerability. Bays figured that the Meckwell partnership seemed to be thinking, vulnerability is for sissies. Of course, we know better, don't we? So remember the bridge mantra, shape matters. Holding a 5-5-2-1 hand is much better than a 5-4-3-1 shape, which is certainly far better than the flatter 5-3-3-2 ugly duckly hand. Okay, it's bid 'em up time. Back in the 1920s on the high seas, Harold Vanderbilt popularized several cool concepts that created a boom in auction bridge. One was the notion of a risk-reward for vulnerability or not. The other was a risk-reward penalty or bonus associated with making the contract. And no doubt, after the 1929 stock market crash, folks everywhere understood 2 emotions in the stock market, greed and fear. But I digress. With minimal values, we sign off in part score. Yet using the law, we generally compete to the contract level in our combined tricks in our long suit, as we saw earlier. When the opener or responder have some extras and medium hand, they explore game. In most of the hands here today, we will focus on the scenario where the opener makes a help suit game try. And on several of these hands, we will vary the responder hands to learn more about cover card valuation. This will help reinforce how a small change can make a big difference in tricks made. Of course, we all love getting a slam bonus, don't we? Losing trick count and cover cards can work great to explore slam contracts and when to stay out of them. In part 3, we'll give an example of slam bidding with many more examples in our upcoming episodes. Okay, regarding help suit, what constitutes side suit help? While we'll delve deeper into help suit game tries in an upcoming lesson, a topic all unto its own, let's cover the basics here. Help suit game tries occur when opener begins by bidding a major suit at the 1 level, and the responder attempts to sign off at the 2 level in the same suit, promising a 3-card or longer suit fit, but only 6 to 9 or maybe a bad 10 points. With extras in some interest in game, maybe around 15 to 17 points, the opener will bid again, looking for some extra help from responder. When the opener rebids a side suit at the 3 level, this isn't natural. This is where the opener is inviting game in the major suit, but asking for help from the partner, the responder, in the specified suit, or perhaps another unbid suit. With help and or unspecified extras not disclosed with the sign-off bid, then the responder would accept game, bidding to 4 of that major suit. Otherwise, the responder would retreat back to 3 of the major suit, asking to play at a part score with minimum values. In this situation, then, the responder probably only is offering 1 to 2 trick contribution, not enough to propel the partnership to game, even if the opener has 7 tricks on their own. From top to bottom, here's some of the helpful side suit combinations for responder with extra values. Now, first off, we're going to take a look at a couple where the responder maybe is only going to have 1 loser, such as the ace-queen and perhaps some others. Or maybe a singleton, only 1 loser there at most. They're going to rough others. A king doubleton or longer, king 3 or maybe more here. Well, you could lose 2 tricks in this situation, couldn't you? But if the finesse is on, you're not going to lose more than 2. And same even with a doubleton. With a doubleton, the worst you would do is to lose 2, then you would rough. Now we have pluses after these, meaning you'd want some extras if you're going to have 2 losers. You wouldn't want to have a minimum, 6 or 7 points. You'd hopefully want to have a little bit of extras. We'll talk more about that. Okay, speaking of law of total tricks and help suit game tries, let's take a look at some hands. Yes, we're here at BridgeHands, and you want to see some BridgeHands, don't you? So looking at our first hand, West holds an excellent 17 high card point hand, plus 1 distribution point for a solid spade suit, and opens 1 spade. Well, East has 4 spades and a hand only worth 7 high card points, plus 1 more for the diamond doubleton. So East decides to sign off in 2 spades. Back to the opener, if West rebids 3 diamonds, a help suit game try, well, then what? East may value the hand as a minimum and sign off in 3 spades with a makeable game bonus going out the window. However, as we shall soon see, with responder's nice primary honors and diamond doubleton, East should accept the game try. As a matter of fact, most of the time, West should easily make 11 tricks, losing only 1 heart and 1 club, roughing a heart and a diamond loser. Okay, let's try another one. Going to hand number 10, let's take a look at that hand. So now we've changed the East hand from the heart king to the heart queen. And the auction begins 1 spade, 2 spades. West again rebids 3 diamonds, and West makes a help suit game try. This time, with only 6 high card points, East may decide to sign off in 3 spades. Yet looking at the 2 hands, the partnership will still make game more than 95% of the time. So what's going on here? West loses 1 club, 1 to 2 hearts, and 1 king. So while the law of total tricks is helpful, we want to find a more accurate hand evaluation method to find game, slams, as well as to know when to sign off with lackluster values. Okay, it is time to talk about losing trick count. Fortunately, bridge experts have developed a tidy hand evaluation treatment, one that helps to unify the concepts of primary and secondary honors, working honors, and the law of total tricks, which we've just got through speaking about. Enter the world of losing trick count. Back in 1934, losing trick count was documented by F. Dudley Courtney in his book, The System That Experts Play. In the 1970s, George Rosencrantz championed the concept of cover cards, primary honors, aces and kings, as well as short suits that are valuable to cover partners' losers. Now, Ron Klinger's book, The Modern Losing Trick Count, popularized LTC, losing trick count, followed up by others adding refinements to the losing trick count methodology. In our bidding exercise, we're going to demonstrate the value of losing trick count, and we'll explore various hands where opener makes help suit game tries. Mind you, leveraging LTC games via help suit exploration is but one of many benefits using losing trick count valuation. LTC is especially well suited to investigate slams, preempts, and opening no-trump responses, competitive bidding, and more. Occasionally, we are blessed by a long, strong suit where we're not reliant on having a partnership fit. And in our upcoming lesson, we will also discuss self-sustaining suits and semi-self-sustaining suits, valuation based upon Ron Klinger's suit quality methods. So for now, here are the basics of losing trick count. The prerequisite, of course, is to have a partnership fit. That is an 8-card or longer suit. Normally 5-3, could be a 4-4, and we talked about having 5-4 and maybe even a 5-5 suit if we're lucky. Considering the top 3 cards in a suit, the aces, kings, and non-isolated queens are not considered losers in losing trick count. After the top 3 cards in a suit, the 4th card and beyond are not considered losers either. Of course, do not count long side suit winners without entries to that hand. This is usually the weaker responder hand. So if the responder has maybe 3 trump and 5 or 6 in a long side suit, don't count those after the first 3 unless you have a lot of entries to that dummy hand. As we've previously seen, we are the followers of the law, bid more with extra trump. In part 2 of this LTC introduction, we will learn responders' complement to the losing trick count valuation, which is cover cards, using essentially the same concepts. Okay, so here are some examples of losing trick count valuation in action. Aces and voids are not losers, nor are solid top holdings like ace-king, ace-king-queen. Obviously a void is not a loser. One loser for ace doubleton, king doubleton, ace-king third, king-queen tight. Holdings like that would be one loser. And obviously just a small single card would be one loser. 2 losers for ace third, king third, and doubletons each count as 2 losers, and perhaps queen third in an unsupported suit. More on that later. Provided the hand has entries, the maximum losers in a suit is limited to 3. Then longer suits, including side suits longer than 3 cards, are considered promotable tricks regardless of the honor holdings of the first 3 cards in that suit. Now later we'll make some refinements to our LTC hand evaluation guide, beginning with the responder's complement to LTC, which would be cover cards. Makes it much easier for responders just to count covers. Let's take a look at some observations. We don't want to base our bridge contracts exclusively on high card points and simple length or shortage points. Contracts are predicated on making tricks so that we should be able to focus on winners. That would be primary honors, aces and kings, that take tricks long before lowly queens and often overvalued jacks. assuming that you know how to finesse, honors that work together can be your friend. And shape matters. Long suits are terrific, and two-suited hands are great with a partnership fit. So let the law be your friend and set you free. Compete sensibly to your level of combined tricks. Well, okay, bridge friends, welcome to our virtual bridge table, and let's go ahead and take a look at hand number 1. South has a 5-4-3-1 shape. In spades, ace, king, queen 5 times. That's 9 high. 1 distribution is 10. In hearts, ace 4 times. Another 4 is 14. In diamonds, king 3 times brings us up to 17 in a small singleton club. We'll open 1 spade. Over into the west hand, here's another 5-4-3-1 hand. It's king, queen, jack 10 5 times. 6 high, 1 distribution. In hearts, queen, jack 10, 8 spot. Not a bad suit. 3 small diamonds and a small club. Well, if South opened with a smaller denomination suit, we might go ahead and bid if we could do it at the 1 level. But coming at the 2 level seems a little bit lofty. And some of you may want to make a takeout double with a singleton in spades. Not the worst bid, but not a very good bid, I think. Coming in at the 2 level, I would say you'd want to have at least 11 points or so. Some of you busy bidders may want to make that if not vulnerable. Anyway, we'll say we pass. To north, it's a 4-4-3-2. And look at this, 4 nice spades. 10-9-8, 4 times. And that's worth at least 1 point. In hearts, king 9, 3 times. There's another 3, brings us up to 4. 4 intermediate clubs, no help. And in diamonds, ace doubleton. Well, there's another 4. That's 7 high and a couple distribution, 1 for being able to get a roughing point on that diamond suit for a shortage point. So we'll go ahead and make 2 spades at the top end of our 2 spade sign-off bid. Over in the east hand, it's a 5-3-3-2 hand, but no points. It's a pass. Now back to South. Remember we spoke about losing trick count? And how many losers do we have here? We have a fit. We can count losing trick count, right? So we have no losers in spades. We don't count anything after the first 3. In hearts, we have 2 losers. In clubs, we have 1 loser. And in diamonds, we have another 2 losers. We have 5. So if we can plan on our partner having a couple honors, a couple lofty honors in the aces and king variety, well, we should be able to make game. So while we will talk more about using help suit game tries with this nice of a hand, not necessarily in high card points, but in the shape of the hand, we could just go right to 4 spades. But let's say we do a help suit game try and do 3 diamonds. We normally start with the lower ranking suit. If our partner can help in that one, they'll say it. If they have help in heart suit, then they'll just bid that one up the line. So we'll say 3 diamonds, although I think we could go right to 4 spades. A pass. Our partner says, yes, I have an ace, a king, I have a 4th heart, I have a double to diamond, I accept, I will go 4 spades. And it will pass out. Okay, on the play of the hand, it will be the king of clubs, top of a touching sequence. Everybody follows. East puts a 9, a positive encouraging signal, says, come on, play it again. And with the queen of clubs, they will actually overtake with the ace so they can unblock the suit. But we in South only had a singleton, and we'll rough it out. Now we had 5 and 4. We had 9 spades. That leaves 4 for the opponents. So let's see how they fall. We play the ace. Everybody follows. We play the king, and whoops, West didn't follow. So it was the typical 3-1 split, which happens half of the time. So we need to play a 3rd spade, and that captures the jack that had 3 over in the east hand. We can now go ahead and promote our heart suit. We play a low heart to the king, a heart back to our ace. We'll play a 3rd heart and hope that they both follow to the suit. It only happens about 1 in 3 times. And sure enough, it doesn't happen this time. Means 4 cards in heart suit were held by the west hand, as we saw earlier. And a high diamond, signaling they like diamonds over in the east hand. So we might as well rough a diamond. We have 1 spade left in the dummy, so after they let us in with the ace of diamonds, we play a low diamond back to our king, play a diamond and rough it in the dummy. That fourth spade was nice, but even if we had three, we could go ahead and play this diamond suit earlier. I don't think they would rough in since we only had 5 in the suit. And so we got a rough from the dummy. And now we play a club up to our spade, and because West hung on to the heart, they're going to actually get the 13th trick. So we had our 10 tricks, and they had 3. Looking at it again, we can see that we had a nice shape in this hand, didn't we? That 5, 4, 3, 1, and all with primary honors. And remember, we talked about losing trick count, and we didn't have that many losers. No losers in spades once we had a fit with partner. 2 losers in hearts, 1 loser in clubs, and 2 losers in diamond suit. And our partner having primary honors, also nice to count for losing trick count. We had plenty of tricks for our game. Okay, that takes care of the first hand. Let's go on and try another. Okay, Bridge for Thrill Seekers, we're back here with hand number 1A, a slight variation, a very slight variation from what we had before. Same shape on everybody's hands, and both east and south, we have the identical hands. Same shape, of course, for north and the west hand, although we've taken that King of Hearts from north and had given it to the west hand, and exchanged the Queen of Hearts, given that back to the north hand. So let's see how we do here. The bidding, once again, starts 1 spade, pass, I think still 2 spades, with ace and a queen, that's 6 points, and with 4 spades, certainly worth making a 2-spade call. A pass, back to us. Now, if we do a help suit game try, our partner north may not accept it if they're just counting high card points. Remember this lesson we talked about, not counting just high card points? So, they have a nice ace doubleton in diamonds, if we did do a help suit in diamonds, and they have a 4th trump. I think they should still accept it. But south should be bidding 4 spades. And why was that? With 17 points, why go directly? We normally want 19 to 21, right, to go directly after our partner signs off in 2. They may have only 6. The reason being is because of our help suit and the situation here where we have our losing trick count. We have no losers in spades. Once our partner's got a fit, we only count the first 3. So we don't count this 3 or 2 for losers at all. In hearts, we have ace 4 times, so we only count the first 3 cards. We don't count this 4th, 2. So we have 2 losers for the 4 and the 3. That's 2 losers. In clubs, 1 loser, and in diamonds, as we said before, 2 more there, 5 losers. We should be able to count on a partner who bids 2 spades to provide a couple of tricks. So if we have 5 losers, our partner can cover 2. That gets us down to 3 losers, and 3 losers is 10 winners, and 10 winners sure sounds like a game, doesn't it? A game in a major suit. So we should rebid 4 spades with this nice shapely hand. And what? All primary honors? We're using losing trick count this time, right? Okay, we'll learn more about that in the next lesson. So once we're in 4 spades, the King of Clubs comes out. It was that 9 of Clubs encouraging. They play a second club, we rough it. We play a top spade, they each follow. We hope they both follow again. They don't. So there's 3 spades held by east. We have to play a 3rd one to begrudgingly get that Jack of Spades out. And once we do, we can go ahead and hope that the hearts will cooperate. We'll play our ace of hearts. Everybody follows, and we play the second heart. Now, if West doesn't take it, it might just have been a doubleton. They might lose the chance, although they can see we have an entry with that ace of diamonds. At any rate, they go up with the King of Hearts. That's fine. And they go ahead and come back in a club, and we rough it with our last remaining trump in the south hand. We still have 1 in north hand, though. So we'll go ahead and play a diamond up to the ace. We play a diamond back to the king. We play a low heart up to the Queen of Hearts, and we can now go ahead and play our 10 of spades, and that gives us our 10th trick because the finesse worked. So we had a lot of ways to make the contract still. The spades didn't cooperate 2-2, no surprise there. 40% of the time they will, though, and it could have been that the hearts fell 3-3, and that's a 1 in 3 chance. So combining the two, one of them could have happened, neither did. but we had 1 out of 3 things that happened well, and that was that the King of Hearts was in the right. Now, if it turns out the Queen of Hearts didn't win, if the King of Hearts was on the side, well, talk to Ron Klinger. Maybe get your money back. No, if it wins most of the time, or even if it wins half of the time, we certainly want those game bonuses, don't we? So it's worth taking the risk. Well, Bridge friends, this completes day 1, part 1 of Losing Trick Count Hand Valuation. Have you ever thought about how many high card points it usually takes to make a trick? Or wonder about the relationship between high card points and losing trick count? Well, for BridgeHands members, with our free membership, in part 2, we will learn how to count losing trick count to find games and slams. That and more to follow in our next segment. In our third segment for BridgeHands Premium members and Ultra members, we will dig into cover cards, its benefits over losing trick count for the responder, and go through numerous hands to reinforce your understanding of the 5 W's. Who, what, when, where, and, right, why. Losing trick count and cover card valuation will generate tricks. If you currently haven't signed up for a free premium or ultra members, come on over to bridgehands.com. So don't delay. Come on down and sign up today. Okay, Bridge friends, thanks for watching, and see you on the flip side. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Bye now.